by the end of this video, you should master how to play Agnus Dei on the violin, a very common song to play on the violin without the need for any sheet music, because we're going to be giving you the notes exactly on the board and how you're going to play it, be you a complete beginner or an intermediate. So let's get straight into it. So before we learn it, I'm going to play a piece of it for you to have a feel of what's supposed to sound like when everything is put together. Good, so that's on that octave, or it could be played lower. And so on. I'm going to show you the difference between the two and which one you should go for depending on what level you are, or how to do both of them, right? So let's go to the board and we're going to learn it. If this is your first time here on Tux Violin Academy, I'm Samuel and I bring you the best violin lessons, violin tips and violin tutorials that will help you take your playing to that next level. So if you would be interested in that, this is the time for you to hit that subscribe button right there, turn on the notification so you do not miss any video again from Tux Violin Academy. Gonna give you a second to do that. You done it yet? Awesome, let's get straight into this one. Right, so we're in key of A major. So like I mentioned, if you've seen our previous tutorial here on Tux Violin Academy, we're done just give you the notes. We show you a little bit of theory behind what we're doing and how to put that into practice to make you a better musician and not just playing songs. All right, good. So A major. So we're in key of A. This is the A major scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then the high A. Right, if we're going back this way, we're going to have G sharp. We're going to put a comma to this to show you that these are the lower versions of this note. G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, all with commas and so on, going in that direction. So we say a song is based in a key when that song is using most of the notes of that scale. So this song is said to be in key of A because most of the notes of this song are using notes of the A major scale, right? So let's do an A major scale, which is going to go from here all the way to here, which is the normal octave. So it's going to be our A open string, and then first finger on A, that's our B. Second finger on A, our C sharp. Third finger very close, that's our D. And then we have our E, F sharp first finger, G sharp second finger, and then A third finger. So if we put that together, we have. So make sure you're able to do that comfortably before you try to play this song, because if you're not able to do that scale, you will not be able to use this note to play the song. So if we're going back down, we have A, and then we have G sharp, which is going to be a raised third finger, and then we have our F sharp, so there will be space right there, and then we have our E, and then D, and then C sharp again, and then B, and then A. So that's A major scale on the lower octave, right? So if we start from the very lower one, which is A, first finger on the G, we're going to have space, space, D, space, space, and then A, which is quite different from how you have it on the A and E string. I want you to get comfortable with both of it. In fact, the next thing is to do an A major scale in 2 octaves. So we're going to have. And get comfortable with that. So that being said, now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's learn the notes of the song, which is very, very easy. Let's do that. Right, so here are the notes we have in this song. Don't get scared yet. It's very, very easy, and I'm going to explain each part of it, what we're going to do every step of the way. Right, so these are the notes, and then the verses will repeat as much as you want to, and so on. Good, so we're going to start with the first line. We're going to start with the lower one because that's the usual one. And then I'm going to show you how to do the higher one as well, like I mentioned in the beginning. So that C sharp with the comma, when we say notes with comma, like I mentioned, is going to be notes on the lower octave. So it's not going to be this C sharp on the A string. It's not going to be that one. It's going to be the C sharp on the G. That's the C sharp we're referring to here. So they all have commas. So they're going to be behind this A. Right, so let's try that. We have C sharp, and then D, and then E, and then F sharp, space, and then back to E. So if we put it together, we have... And that is it for that first section. Let's keep going the next section. That's C sharp again. G sharp, raised third finger. Let's do that one again. The whole of first line now. Let's do it together, slowly. And then a short pause. And then second line, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, space between them. F sharp, E, E's and D. So the same rhythm on that line, just different set of notes. So we have... Good, and that times 2 then means this whole section repeats, right? So once you've practiced it once, you're gonna do the same thing again. Just 1 second. If this video is helping you so far, I would like to know, right? So let me know in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up, because it's very important to know that persons on the other end are benefiting from this, and to know what type of videos to make for you. So give me a thumbs up. You could just let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. That would be very, very appreciated. Let's get back into it. And then after you've repeated that, we're going to go to the next section. Good. If we're going a little fast, you could even pause and do this slower. If you can do it slow, you can always take up speed, which is the easiest part of this, right? The next section. Good. I'm going to explain that brace we have right there as we move forward, but now just continue. Next section. Right, so imagine the song running in your head even while you're practicing with this, right? Then the next section we have... So B, C sharp, B, A, and F sharp again. Right, and that's it for that part. And then we'll continue to that part. And at that point, this bracket that I said we're going to talk about comes in, right? So this means we're going to go to the start of this section, which is the opening of this, and we're going to stop here. So we're inserting this bracket in there, right? So once you get here, we're going to go do this section all the way to this point, right? Okay, so let's say we're going to do this, and then we insert that, and then we add that part. Right, so we're doing that here now. And then the bracket will go in here now. Then continue. Continue right there. Which means that bracket has completed. So you don't have to do this, right? You're going to skip this, which is the end of this, all the way to that point. You could see me use a 4th finger for that A. That's totally okay. Or you could use an open string for that A as well. Now let's talk about the higher one, because even if you're a complete beginner, I would want you to try this, right, on the higher octave as well. Let's try that. Good. So for the higher one, we're just going to move everything higher up, right? So that lower C is not going to be a lower C again. It's going to be a normal C on the A string. So we're going to have, then a D, Right, keep going. So that's going to be the higher A. So if we were to rewrite this, these ones would not have commas, and this ones being higher A would have apostrophes, showing that those are the higher A's. So that's just the difference between the higher part. Keep going. So the higher F, G sharp and F sharp. And then that repeats. So let's do that part again. G sharp. And that repeats. So once you've repeated it, we're going to go on to the next one. So I'm just going to play through this one for you so you could use that as a guide. And this is where it goes higher. We're going to shift now. So your third finger that you used to play A on the E string, we're going to use first finger to play that A. Because if we play the higher one, this would be the higher note, right? So second finger playing your B and third fingers playing your C's. So we're staying at that octave. Right. So for that F sharp, we're going to use our third finger on the other string. Right, so if you're a complete beginner, you could try the higher one, having fun with it. Or if you're an intermediate, yes, I recommend you try that one. But the lower one is the normal voice. Anybody that is singing it would be using that lower one as well, which is the right range where we have the song. If you've still not subscribed, this is the best opportunity for you to do that, right? So I'd want you to take a second. It takes just 1 second. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification beside it, and then you're going to be notified every time a video comes up. You do not want to miss that. You done it yet? Let's get back into the video. Right, the next thing I would want you to do now is haven't learned this, haven't written down this note as well and practiced it over and over again. Try to play along with the real song. So you have that feel of how it sounds with the song, and you can even try playing with the karaoke track as well. Right, so that's the next thing you should do with this. The other thing to do is to watch the next set of videos coming up right now on the screen, right? Which some of them are going to be playlists of simple songs like this. Others are going to be techniques helping you as well.